Hi, I'm Dawn Damari, and you're listening to A Teaspoon of Healing. Today, I have Master Mingtong here with me. Hi.
Hello. Yes, I'm so happy to be with you, with all the listeners. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share more.
Well, thank you for joining me on the podcast. So, before we get started and talk about Wisdom Healing Qigong, for the listeners who don't know, what is Qigong?
Yeah, it's a good question to start. So, Qigong is a very ancient...
When I said it wrong, Qigong.
It's a very ancient tradition from China, can do back to 5,000 years old. Basically, kind of as ancient as yoga, as yoga come from India and Qigong from China. But relatively, even in China, Qigong is not well known. And for a lot of historical reasons has been kept kind of secretive until even 50, 60 years ago in China. So the teaching is based on the cosmology of energy oneness. Everything is made of energy. Everything is interconnected. Energy has no boundary. And the energy is always changing, flowing, interacting in all different forms in this process of change. So Gong basically is the recognition that as human being, not only we have the consciousness, but we have access connecting with the energy. And the infinite energy of the universe is available for us to tap into beyond just physical, tangible, what we can touch, smell, and measure scientifically, so on. There's abundant invisible energy you can access. And that is what Gong means, is the capacity to work with energy, access the energy. So as a result, you can improve your health, improving all function of physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. So it's really about realizing your full potential. The original idea is realizing, you can live long than average. The idea of longevity, even possibility, immortality. So that's being kind of reserved for more, let's say, privileged classes or dedicated practitioners. And so it's relatively new in the contemporary history, even in China. Qigong become available for mainstream. And one of the main reasons is for health reason. When we're encountering so many different kind of diagnoses, and most of them chronic, that means incurable, according to conventional, even integrative medicine. So Qigong is really a powerful, not just option, but one step further, allow you to tap into the power of your mind, power of energy, power of the creative energy of the universe. So that is the summary of what is Qigong.
Great. And how about Wisdom Healing Qigong? How does that differ? That's what you developed, correct?
There's so many different kind of Qigong nowadays more available to mainstream, but most of Qigong, they may have different names, including Tai Chi is one form of Qigong, basically. And there's so many different kind of Tai Chi movement, but most place you learn is about a particular form, particular routine. So it's a Qigong form. In this case, Wisdom Healing Qigong is a system that has cosmology, has its own methodology, then a combination of different forms or different methods combined together allow you to tap into the energy in different ways. In this case, we not only do movement practice, but also sound practice, allow you to access the energy of the 5 organs, and including your emotional energy, mental, spiritual energy, slow meditation, slow visualization, so on. So it's a complete system. So in this case, wisdom really about the direct connection with the source energy, about deeper knowing what is beneficial for life, what is healing, what is oneness, wholeness of life. So it's about not so much of complexity, knowledges of meridian channels, how everything working in terms of mechanically, scientifically. It's about going to the essence of energy. When the energy is contracted, then we're experiencing all these different issues, including physical health, emotional issue, mental, spiritual disconnection, but also a sense of depression right now, we're experiencing so much. So really about connecting the energy as a source of life, then slowly, simple practice, you can change in the old patterns. So no matter what happened in the past, no matter what is your diagnosis, or no matter what is the history, you can change your energy pattern. So when that energy pattern changing again from stress, contraction, disconnection to flow, to openness, to communication again, then you naturally enhancing your health, heal these conditions, otherwise classifies as incurable condition. So the simplicity allow you to address all the issue. And I think that's the reason it's also called wisdom, the simplicity of life.
Wonderful. Now, before we talk a little more about it, do you mind sharing your story with our listeners? I read your bio, and so you grew up in China during the Cultural Revolution and not only survived, but you really thrived and did a lot with your life. So do you mind sharing the story?
Absolutely. It's really a journey and reflecting back to my life. And I'm quite surprised, still surprised, like how things happen, one thing to lead to another. One of my insight is, I share with everybody is that, the big thing of life is always happening beyond our planning. But when we following our heart, and then you're going to discover true gift, true purpose, true destination of life. And I feel confidently, and that's what I did in my life, including growing up in a very harsh, challenged, or unhappy childhood. And this condition really inspired me to search for more happiness, and also including health challenges I had from childhood, including sclerosis, asthma conditions. So my life was very limited and weak, and feel isolated, and feel really doesn't belong here in a sense, no matter where I go. So even I, came to US when I was 20-some years old to study mathematics. And my heart is really empty. It's like really there's a void. Even I was intellectually very fulfilled in terms of studying mathematics in the PhD programs. So this feeling of absence of happiness and really inspired me to search more. So in this process, discover fine arts and become very passionate, study fine arts for 10 years. Then I discovered Qigong when I was in graduate school of fine arts, and realizing, and this is very ancient practice, not only is physical, but also intellectually, spiritually, allow you to understand the big questions, who are we, why we here, and how to really discover meaning, discover happiness in our life. But the experiential process of practice allow you experience what is possible. And deeply, I think the most important piece for my discovery is more important than just total recovery from this chronic condition of asthma, sclerosis, is discovering a sense of myself, feel more comfortable with myself, feel a sense of connection with myself, with life, with energy, with the planet Earth. So it's a process. And over the time, not only allow me feel comfortable, not only in a new culture, and doing different things, but also really feel myself is like I'm a human being, not just a Chinese, not just the man, not just, this identity of father and teacher and so on. But it's really a sense of universal quality, universal connection. So one of the experience I think really transformed the way I approach my life is discovering home inside of my body. Feel this body as my home. So I can feel really, comfortable within my skin, feel comfortable wherever I go. And this is quite a spiritual process. So then also realizing this is the key for healing. And that is what the most important message I've been sharing with students, whoever is ready to connect with their body, exploring the deeper power, deeper benefit of healing for themselves.
Nice. And so when did you start the Wisdom Healing Qigong program?
I discovered for myself was about, let's say, 27 years ago. Then I finished my training about year 2001 after 2 years of full-time training in the Medicine Qigong Hospital in China at the time. Then I start to teach basically full-time since then. And without knowing how I'm making living, how other people were responding to what I'm trying to passionate to share. And so has been a quite fulfilling and rewarding journey for me. So now we moved to Santa Fe last 4 years ago, opening our own center in Santa Fe. So obviously for the time being, we're moving all the program from in-person program to online program. Really exciting to discover how we can share this teaching, this practice, and this experience and this benefit by using the new technology of internet, including connecting with each other globally as a community, as online community. So, and it's really a new phenomenon, new discovery. So we're very much still in the middle of that.
I see. So people can connect with you online and you have online sessions.
Yeah, it becomes so much more accessible. It's like in general, that's one of the quality about Wisdom Healing Qigong. As I mentioned, it's really simple, emphasizing the simplicity, emphasizing the direct approach, and everyone can access the energy in your body, the energy of the earth, the energy of the universe. Everybody has this capacity to connect, to cultivate this potential. It's really self-healing. And now the new technology allows us to not only learn effectively, not only with all the information, but all the practice, guided practice online, but also allow us to connect, as a community, feeling each other's presence, feeling each other's support, feeling each other shared purpose and a dedication. And energetically is very, very parable, and especially in this time of isolation and physical distance. And, just a couple of days ago, I met someone locally in the grocery store, obviously we haven't seen each other for a long time. She was saying, oh my God, we're asking each other, how are you doing? Her response is like, I'm sick of this isolation. I think that is a common experience we're having. So it's really quite a surprise gift to discover we can connecting with each other through the internet beyond just discovering the information of obvious communication of conversation so on, but a feeling a deeper connection, community. And that is an incredible surprise.
Wonderful. And now, speaking of what's going on, so a lot of people are experiencing a lot of isolation and stress right now. So what advice do you have for people from your wisdom?
Yeah, I think that is really one of the most important challenge. Among all the challenge we are aware of, I think there's our name too. First is this isolation, feeling of disconnection. So, and the experience of the practice of Wisdom Healing Qigong is really allow us to connect with your body, connect with the energy and of your heart, the energy of your mind, and continuously connecting with not only the physical dimension of life, but the subtle, invisible, energetic dimension of life, and discover you still can connect it with Earth, wherever you're at. You still can connecting with abundance, the power of the Earth, when you're feeling isolated. And you still can connecting with the creative energy of the universe when we, feel like so small in a sense, on the planet Earth, in all the condition, limitation we're experiencing. So then from there, you can also connect with, again, the community you want to connect through these online program, but also through the practice. So when you do practice, when you realizing, not only I am the one doing it, but also, hundreds, thousands, even millions of people practicing globally, and also connecting with the people who, engaging with other spiritual traditions with this common purpose. And so you feel a sense of connection. Then similarly, you're applying this energetic principle, you can connecting with your loved ones, even physically you're not able to travel or see them in person. So you can visualize them, you can feel the energy, you can even telepathically, projecting your intention, your love, your care to them. So one of the practice we do is a long distance healing, is really allow you to connect with anyone you want to connect. And whether you know the person or not, whether 100 miles away or thousands of miles away, it's the same process as if the person is in front of you, because you're connecting with the energy of the universe. The main analogy, beyond just analogy, is this visualization of ocean of light, visible, invisible, existing in the universe. And that ocean of light is everywhere, is encompassing, all existence. So when you're connecting with that ocean of light, you can projecting this energy wherever you want to share. So I'm just giving you the example of connection. So you can not only connecting with others, but also serving, supporting others. And so I'm giving just this example of long distance healing, and actually everybody can do it. By using that same principle, you can connect more directly, energetically, beyond distance, even beyond time. You can connect with even the loved ones passed on already in the spiritual dimension. So I'm speaking of, the energetic connection you can initiate, you can experience beyond any limitations. So that is, I think, the most important solution to the isolation because of physical limitation or physical distance we're experiencing. And the second great challenge we're experiencing is really stress, overall stress. And yet most of us know we're mentally stressed, but you're not realizing, you're not aware of your body carry the stress. That means the energy of your body is contracted from the circumstance of life for all the good reasons, all the familiar reason, but also unknown reasons. So when the energy contracts in the body, again, all the function of physical, emotional, mental, spiritual of yourself, your life is compromised. But if we're not aware of this contraction, if you're not aware of this body, then you don't know what to do. You continuously become just a victim of the circumstances, feeling, sense of hopelessness in the midst of stress. So one example is, according to one statistics, more than 50% of people reporting they're experiencing depression. So depression is really kind of complex expression of energy contraction in our system, in our heart, in our creativity, in our joy of life, in our, passion, in our spiritual purpose of life. So to awaken in the energy, to open the energy, and the first is requires this awareness, connection with your body. So, and that's what I want to say is really the disconnection of the mind body is the second and probably the most important challenge we're experiencing, not only right now, but also over the history. And that's continuously causing this pattern of disease, this pattern of dysfunction, and this pattern of dissatisfaction. So that is continuously snowballing. So the most important practice we do is really connecting with your body again, coming back to your body again. When you're feeling the stress, you're able to connecting the energy inside of you, opening from contraction, from the stress. Then you can discover power, the resilience, the possibility of healing, transformation within you. So I'm talking so much already, but I would come back to you if you have any question.
So if people that are experiencing depression or anxiety right now, how could your Wisdom Healing Qigong, how will that help them?
Yeah, the practice is so simple down. It's really, so the three kind of practice. One is movement. For example, the energy contraction in the body often happen in the three key areas. One is shoulder, and then the spine. The third is the hip areas. So Qigong have these particular practice, very gentle, repetitive movement, allow you to release stress in these three areas of your body and opening the energy flow again. So the key is repetition. So you can do these movement by standing or sitting. Even some of the movement you can do while you're lying down. So that is one kind of practice you can do anytime, any place, or any health condition, any capacity, or any ages. Then the second kind of practice is using the sound, as we know, power of the music. So when you're making a particular sound, these are not random, but specially designed sound to activate the vibration of energy, particularly in your 5-organ system. So you can, for example, the 3 sound for the heart. And so when you making these 3 sound, then you start feel your heart is awakening, like warming up, opening, and the sense of joy start come back to your own beings without depends on external condition. Similarly, when you go deeper to the energy of your kidney system, when you're making, 3 sound for the kidney system, then the creativity, the power of your body start awakening, open again. You feel sense of deeper powerfulness, awakefulness, even excitement for life, for what is possible you want to create. So that is really a few examples of energetic process. And so the sound, basically, you can do anytime, any place. And again, you don't have to have a perfect voice. You doesn't have to know professionally about music. And you're using your body to activating the vibration, as if you're playing the music with your own body as an instrument. So that's the second kind of practice. And the third kind of practice is really meditation. Nowadays, most people become more familiar with mindfulness meditation. So most important aspect of mindfulness is to become more mindful of your body, what is happening inside of your body, your own sensation, your own feeling. So more you become aware, more you're able to connect. Then in this process, you can experience a deep sense of calmness, deep sense of loving kindness, deep sense of compassion. And so combination of these three kind of practice allow you proactively change the energy inside of you. And that is the description.
Nice. So if somebody wants to do the sound portion, they can do it anywhere.
Exactly.
Within probably good reason, but they can do it in their own home. They can do it. So that's just something they can do. And I'm assuming you have guidance on your ebook and in your website.
Yeah, again,
as well.
That is very exciting. Now we can share so much through the internet. So yeah, we have a free ebook to share with you. You can download from ancienthealingsecrets.com, ancienthealingsecrets.com. But beyond the ebook of extensive information explaining what is Qigong, how does this work, the history, the benefit and the practice effectively and so on, but also we have a free guided practice to share with you so you can follow the practice. As I mentioned, some are movement practice, some are sound practice, some are meditation practice, and particularly to address the need of enhancing your immune system and reducing stress and improving your energy level in general. So that's all available through the download of the website.
Nice. And before I don't want to give away too much of the information, but as far as boosting immune system, a lot of people are concerned about that right now. And I know we can't really give recommendations too much on that. But how can this help you? I know reducing stress does help that. So
that's very much the key. It doesn't matter different kind of information out there. Boil down to the secret to heal the immune system, the secret to heal, all condition, all disease is to release stress, reduce stress. Then the big question is, how can you reduce stress? The circumstance is stressful, even beyond, our control. And you can, change your diet, you can use supplement, you can, using other, psychological therapy and so on to reduce stressful response to the circumstances. That's all helpful. But in general, I think there's a greater power you can explore is really, in this case, the practice is allow you everyday basis to release the stress in your body, in your energy system. So when the mind connecting with your body, you are releasing, or you're taking a vacation from the busy, stressful story, busy, stressful thinking, busy, stressful hopelessness, including, watching all these, very stressful news. And so when you're connecting with your body, feel a sense of release coming back to yourself. When you're connecting with energy, you start feel more nourished, more empowered, more creative. And so when you cultivating the loving kindness into your body, so in a sense, you are releasing whatever stressful story, whatever history, whatever old patterns that not just happening right now, but also from more history, personally, collectively, which existing in your body. So you can experience it when you do the practice. So on one hand, is a mental process, but on the other hand, is you're connecting with the body, you're feeling it, experiencing the energy inside of you. So you're getting automatic feedback. You become more relaxed, more calm, more, let's say, connected, more empowered. And so it's a direct experience. It's not based on, mentally trying to figure out everything, which is impossible right now. So that is really very accessible personal process. So also noticing internally, you start every day, you start feel functioning better. And that is a holistic approach, understanding every system is interconnected, including the immune system. In order for the immune system to function better, you also need to enhance the function of cardiovascular system, the reproductive system, hormone system, respiratory system, digestive system, brain, nerve system, so on. So Qigong, again, it's a very holistic, integrative approach of accessing all the system inside of you as well, not just physical, but also emotional, mental, spiritual. So again, you have the access to your body to deeper energy function, deeper energy power, deeper energy transformation. And that is the discovery, that is the journey.
Nice. Oh, I really appreciate that. Now, before we sign off, where can people find out more information? I know you gave the website before, but could you give the website again for our listeners?
Absolutely. Again, ancienthealingsecrets.com. And I often say this is still the best kept secret. On one hand, it's very ancient wisdom and knowledge. On the other hand, it's relatively new for most of us. Even we may, heard of here and there, tried different classes here, there, but the deeper wisdom, deeper practice, deeper benefit in general, still relatively new for most of us when most of us, choose a conventional approach, such as allopathic medications and even integrative medicine, and still depends on something else and someone else. So Wisdom Healing Qigong is about discovering the internal medicine, discovering the inner power inside of you. So it's really self-healing. It's not a treatment. It's not having another dietary, prescription. It's really discovering the healing energy inside of you, waiting for you to activate, to connect, to cultivate. And that is the foundation of life.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining me today on A Teaspoon of Healing. Before we sign off, is there anything you want to share with my listeners?
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity. And I want to encourage everybody, in the midst of challenges and crisis. And often people ask me, what is the cause of my disease, or even cause of the collective crisis we're experiencing right now? And my answer is everything. Our personal history, our collective history of humanity. But on the other hand, you can be the cause of your own healing. As much I can be the cause of my healing, we can be the cause of our own healing. And that is the most exciting news. Not only possible, but also is deeply fulfilling, deeply rewarding, and deeply transformative for all life, for all dimensions of life. So I want to really encourage you to explore what is awaiting for you and what is a hidden potential you can discover. So blessing to all of you.
Well, blessings to you too. And thank you so much for all the work you do. And it's so important right now and always. So thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of A Teaspoon of Healing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions for me or for my guest, or if you want to be a guest on this show, visit my website, teaspoonofhealing.com. Click on contact and there's a form there and I'll get back to you. You can also access the show notes for this show and find out the links for the ebooks that Mingtong was talking about by going to teaspoonofhealing.com. And so you don't miss any episodes of this show, please remember to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Susan, you remember the time we were in Orange County? We were driving around and we got lost, and we ran into this place called
Avila's El Ranchito.
You remember the place? The place had awesome decor, and authentic margaritas.
Did you know that Avila's El Ranchito has been around since 1966? They have 13 locations throughout Orange County. Visit Salvador Avila's location in Lake Forest and Foothill Ranch for great food, ambiance, and specialty margaritas.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Please consult a physician or other health professional before undertaking changes in lifestyle or wellness habits. The author claims no responsibility to any person or entity for any liability, loss, or damage caused or alleged to be caused directly or indirectly as a result of the use, application, or interpretation of the information presented herein.